What is up, guys? This is Percy Jack Frost back with another video, and in the past I did live commentary for my gaming videos. I did a few years back, and lately I've been doing time-lapse videos of the sky from my apartment in New York. But since the coronavirus, my school closed, so I have a house in Pennsylvania. I went here, and I have opportunities to work on my hobby. I want to make forging my hobby. This is what the video will be about. In the past, I've experienced smelting metal. I've smelted cans, and I used this crucible. But however, sadly, the first time I decided to smelt, it was going all pretty well. Then I decided to smelt some bullet casings I found at a shooting range, and it was smelting pretty slowly for me. So I increased the heat, and eventually I melted the bottom piece of my crucible. The crucible was made out of a pipe I bought at Home Depot, 2x6 I think, and the piece to close it up. I don't know the name of it. I'll call it ending piece. So a few months pass, and I get back to Pennsylvania and decide to buy another crucible. This time I want to make it as efficient as possible, as high quality as possible, and as careful as possible when smelting. So I buy a pipe, a bit smaller this time, because I couldn't find probably a bigger one, and an end piece. Little did I know that what my idea was, I wanted to buy an end piece that would go inside the pipe and then close. In contrast to this ending piece, which goes on top of the pipe and then closes it. So I thought that this ending piece was inefficient because it had a small gap on the inside. So the pipe would go on, and since the pipe itself is not a piece of paper, it's pretty thick. Screwing it on would leave a gap. Well, would leave like an edge at the bottom. So I thought maybe the metal would be held up when I was pouring it out. And I bought this piece, and I did not measure it and then put it on the shop at Home Depot. I get home and I'm like thinking to myself, how can I put this on? See, the bearings are here, there's bearings here. They're the same size. It does not go together. I was disappointed. So now the coronavirus happened, my school closed, I came here, I bought a nice piece of pipe, pretty thick, nice size, and a nice ending piece. Now I'm going to be more careful smelting. The first time I smelted, I got a lot of pieces of aluminum with me. Small pieces, some aluminum foil for somehow, some smaller pieces, bigger pieces, and somehow I have some bullet casings left over. So what I want to do is go smelt it into a nice block. This is what the video will be about, the beginning of a forging, maybe smelting series or YouTube channel or hobby. So I'm going to light up the forge and see you there. So guys, I'm back. A whole night passed. Yesterday it was very dark and I couldn't fire up my forge because I need a good air supply, and for that I use a vacuum cleaner, and it's pretty loud at night here in the mountains of Pennsylvania. So we'll be doing it today in the morning. The issue I had on my first project about the steel galvanized pipes is I need an anvil. I don't have one, so I'll make a makeshift one. We have rocks everywhere and they're pretty big, so I'm gonna grab a mason tool. I'm gonna try to flatten out a rock and use it as my anvil. We're making the makeshift anvil. We got this huge rock right here, kind of slanted, but I got some tools. I got a hammer, heavy hammer, and a small one. I'll be trying to flatten out the rock so I can use it as an anvil. Let's go. I had to modify my mask a little bit. It was getting too foggy in there. Instead of that rock right there, the one behind the two stomps, I just had to use this one because it's more flat, it's easier to work on. Flattening it out is hard, right? That one's very slanted, it's like this, 45 degree angle. Unlike here, you just need a few bumps, some smoothing out. I think I did it with the mason tool, and I'll go set up the forge. We'll start smelting. I'll get back right to you. Alright guys, we have the furnace fired up, and we're putting in these aluminum pieces in there right now. The camera would come closer to me. Aluminum into our small crucible. We have more aluminum pieces from cans I got earlier. We have a shape. Got a form ready for the melted aluminum. We'll form it into a nice block. What I do for the form is I put a foam block, I cut it out into a square, into a cube, and I put it into a clay pot. Basically, I made it myself, shoved it in there. The idea is that the aluminum, since it's so hot, it'll melt away the foam and it'll take its place. So that's our plan right now. And that's all the aluminum we have. It should be all pure aluminum. As you can see, our air source, our fuel supply, is charcoal, royal oak, and we have our rainbow vacuum cleaner blowing the other way around to heat up our crucible. Alright guys, temperature has reached its final peak. The aluminum that we threw in there has finally melted. It's time to pour it out into our cast. That's our cast I was talking about earlier. Okay. I'm gonna pull out my pipe wrench from my pocket. We'll carefully but surely lift it. I'm gonna change my gloves. My gloves here. You know, protection is a key priority. If I'm not protected and I get hurt, or my camera lady gets hurt, then this recording is all scrapped. Alright, so change my gloves. These are like rubberish gloves on the bottom. They're meant for the coals, so I can lift them up pretty easy for the tool handling. I have a welder's glove here, I think. Either way, this glove is more heat resistant than the rubber one I had. I'll put the rubber one on, my left one, because I'm missing the left welding glove. And I need a more flexible glove on my left. Alright, here we go. Safety on. As you can see, inside there, it's liquidy. Pour it in to our crucible, our cast. That's all the foam melting away. Ah man, dropped once again. Small failure. It's alright, I'll be able to pick it up. I'll be able to pick it up and put it back into the small boiling pit. This should be all aluminum. Alright. Matter of fact, I'll reboil this. Because it already hardened. and it's not in the shape we wished it to be. I'll throw it back into the crucible. So will this piece also go? The aluminum melts, freezes up pretty fast. It's a solid block now. Well, we'll let it cool off a little bit. Our clay iron cast ain't the best in shape, but you gotta work with what you got. I'm not a working person. I don't have a job, so homemade stuff is the way to go for me. I'll throw back into the smeltery once more. See how much we can pour out of here this time. Alright guys, our reheating process is complete. We'll be pulling out our second smelted aluminum piece. I'll drop all the unnecessary aluminum. Hopefully it just leaks out nice and slow. Give me a hammer. This is really upsetting. Does not want to come out. Either way, it does not look like aluminum. Looks like trash to me. Aluminum would be a lot prettier. So that's the end of our smelting session. Now we'll be working on a second project, which is the 2 pipes you see down there. I'll be heating them up and forging them into nice cubical shape. I'll be attempting to do so.
Hey guys, this was the end of the first project. See all of you in the next one.